Okay, we went through shitification of the internet. Now we're going through shitification of AI. And hopefully we can stop this. I want you to imagine visiting a brand new city and you want a good slice of pizza. You don't look at the billboard. You don't trust the glossy brochures they give away at the hotel. You walk into a local bar and you ask a human being. Why? Because you trust them. Because they have nothing to sell you. They just live there. For the last 15 years, the internet had its own version of that local bar. It was called Reddit. If you wanted to know if a vacuum cleaner was actually good, you didn't just trust Google. You searched for the product name, for example, something like Hoover Vacuum, and then you just added the word Reddit at the end. If you wanted to hear from real people, you wanted the raw, unvarnished truth, you would do that. You would just add Reddit at the end. But what if the person sitting next to you at the bar is a robot in a trench coat, which is something that's happening right now? We are living through the dawn of AI search era. When you ask an AI chatbot a question, it doesn't just scan the encyclopedia, it scans the conversational web. It looks for consensus. This is why when you search for something, it shows what websites it's currently visiting to check for the information. And where's the largest collection of human consensus on the planet Earth? It is on Reddit, my friends. You could probably guess where this is going. Because AI chatbots frequently draw on Reddit to generate responses, companies have realized something really important. Reddit is a really high-value target. It shapes how AI tools recommend things to you. This is why AI companies know this, and this is why major AI players struck a massive licensing deal with Reddit. They are legally paying them to train their models on this incredible trove of human conversation. This is where we'll get to my next point. They've missed a critical, fatal flaw of the ecosystem, the fact that we're humans. Also, because marketers know this too. If there's a fundamental law of physics, is that the gravity pulls objects together. If there's a fundamental law of the internet, is that if a space becomes really popular, a marketing executive will figure out how to ruin it. And that's exactly what's happening right now. This is where the shitification part comes in. There's a new booming industry. It's called GEO, Generative AI Engine Optimization. In the olden days, companies have paid for standard SEO. They stuffed their websites with keywords. They wanted to show up on Google first. But today, the game has completely changed. Companies don't want to be the first link on Google anymore. They want the AI to speak their brand name directly into your ear. To do that, they have to manipulate the AI's training data. Well, how do they do that? They have to poison the well. Now, you might be thinking, well, I can spot a fake review from a mile away. If I search for something, if it just keeps recommending me something that's got really low stars, I'm just not going to buy it. It's always some new account typing in all caps. But this was the thing with the old internet. A report published by 404 Media recently exposed how deep this deception goes. And this is like coral level shitification of the internet. Let's look at the huge online community called r/biohackers. It's a forum where people discuss supplements and biology. And recently, the human moderation team had to completely restrict posts about certain peptides and hormones replacement therapies. And you'd ask why? Well, it's because companies selling those exact products, those peptides and other things like GLP-1s, are systematically seeding the community. They flooded the subreddit with sponsored content, and they've designed the content to be specifically scraped by tools like ChatGPT and Google's AI like Gemini or Grok. These are not simple spam bots. According to the modders, these are accounts that are deliberately built to look really human. They possess complex posting histories, they have organic seeming engagement, they comment on things, and then, perfectly timed deep inside the high traffic thread, they bury a brand mention. Marketing firms have built entire service offerings around this. One company called Red Rover, you can look it up, openly advertises deploying AI agents across Reddit and blogs. Well, the explicit goal is to influence Google and ChatGPT rankings. They've tried doing that before with SEO, but now they're doing it with GEO. And the goal is not to convince human readers and people who are in the comments. The goal is to convince the web scraper. The goal is to trick the AI into thinking, wow, thousands of independent humans really love this specific brand. I will recommend it to the next person who asks. Do you see the massive irony here? Reddit is selling the data to train the AI for commercial use. Meanwhile, It's desperately struggling to keep AI-driven manipulation out of its own communities. I mean, if they didn't see this coming, I have no idea what else, because you should see this coming from a mile away. This is what happened to Quora. It's an Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail. But we build these massive language models to synthesize human knowledge, to be the ultimate librarians of our digital age. But a library is only as good as the books. If the books are secretly written by corporations wearing human masks, the AI isn't synthesizing the truth. It's laundering advertising. We're watching the collapse of the digital authenticity, and I've been talking about this in my previous videos as well. The next time you ask AI for a recommendation, remember the local bar I was talking about. The machine isn't giving you an objective fact. It's just repeating the loudest whisper in the room. And right now, the loudest whisper is an algorithm with a product to sell. If you watched this video thus far, say something nice or not so nice in the comments. Share this video with friends and like it if you want to continue seeing in your feed. I'll see you tomorrow.